Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
And of course, as we go into the second wave, as Dr. Vera just declared, we're going to continue the discussion. But imagine the Olympics. The Olympics are going ahead.
Today's Sunday.
So says the International Olympic
It's September 20.
Used to be on the Odyssey. Will join us next hour. But parents, remote learning, how's it going?
Let's start driving again.
Last time around in the spring. Well, we'll give you some tips to make sure that it's not. You can maximize that. And we're going to catch up with the lead singer, guy really the big their next lady, Ed Roberts, will join us on how the theme for the Big Bang Theory almost snapped. Until ahead, on the good, Leslie Robertson for down the third. Good morning. The news next. News Talk 580. CFRA. Hi, I'm Bill Carroll. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected everyone. Disability insurers should understand that. If you've been denied or cut off long-term disability for any reason, get the help you need. Go to disabilityrights.ca to learn what insurance companies don't want you to know. If you're disabled and your doctor agrees, your insurer must pay you. Find out how to get the money you need during the coronavirus pandemic. Go to disabilityrights.ca. That's disabilityrights.ca.
Does your home or condo need a new closet door system? Centennial Glass uses only the very best manufacturers, and their professional installers are trained and certified to install all products. Hey, check out our SGA closet door systems in our showrooms in Ottawa and in Renfrew. You won't be disappointed. Centennial uses only the very best products. Drop by our showrooms or send your request to us online. Centennial Glass, down from the train yards in Ottawa and in Renfrew. CentennialGlass.com.
News Talk 580 CFRA Ottawa is an iHeart radio station and Ottawa's home for breaking news.
Good morning, I'm Zach McGibbon. It's 10 o'clock. Right now it's 9 degrees and mainly sunny. Here are the top stories from CTV News. An elementary school in Barrhaven is now closed as 2 staff members and 2 students test positive for COVID-19. Paul Baxter Elementary School released a statement saying all students will continue to learn from home. The school says it'll be closed for about 14 days, and Ottawa Public Health will provide direction on plans to reopen. Principal Mark Kennedy said he will share more updates at a later date. It's the first school in Ottawa ordered to close because of COVID-19. An investigation is underway into an envelope containing the poison ricin that is believed to have been sent from Canada to the White House. The letter was intercepted at a facility that screens mail addressed to U.S. government officials. The FBI, the Secret Service, and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service are leading the effort to determine who sent the envelope, with the Mounties providing support on this side of the border. Friends and former colleagues are sharing stories and condolences following the passing of John Turner, Canada's 17th Prime Minister. Turner died peacefully in his sleep Friday night at the age of 91. Former Prime Minister Stephen Harper says Turner served his family and country with great dignity, adding that his commitment to public service will be remembered for generations. Despite his age and declining health, Turner still attended many Liberal events, often giving speeches that reminded the party of its golden years, sprinkled with wild stories about life on the political trail. Those are the top stories. Your next CTV News update at 10:30. From the CTV Weather Center, today a mix of sun and clouds to start, then sunny throughout the day today, high of 16. Tonight will be clear, low of 0, frost in the forecast as well tonight. Tomorrow, a mainly sunny day with a high of 17, and the sunshine continues into Tuesday with a high of 20. Right now in the capital, it is 9 degrees and mainly sunny outside. And now you're up to date. From the CTV Newsroom, I'm Zach McGibbon.
You're listening to News Talk 580 CFRA, Ottawa's home for breaking news.
Shopping for essentials today? Visit Shoppers Drug Mart and get more for your points during the bonus redemption event. From now until Wednesday, September 23rd, get up to an extra $15, $40, or $100 off for you to redeem 50, 100, or 200,000 PC Optimum points. Whether you're shopping for toothpaste and sunscreen or some much-needed TLC for your skin, you'll get more for your points. A Shoppers Drug Mart exclusive. Details in store. Hi, it's Christy Cameron. Finding the right home and the right real estate agent isn't easy. That's why we're so thankful we found Masood Badri from Ottawa Property Shop. Masood has saved us from making many costly mistakes. He's got an eye for detail, he's professional, and he knows the market inside and out. He's also got a guarantee. He'll sell your home for the best possible price, or he'll buy it himself. Call 613-695-2525. That's 613-695-2525. Or visit fastersalemoremoney.com.
It's the early bird furnace sale at Reliance Homes. Your chance for a great deal on a new furnace, but it won't last for long, so call today. You'll get the service that's earned Reliance over 35,000 five-star reviews, and you can also count on us to take the necessary precautions to ensure your safety. So take advantage of our early bird sale and get 30% off our featured furnace. If you want a great deal now. Reliance. Conditions apply. Savings off a regular price. See website for details.
Schools are open, but being open isn't the same as being ready. There's much more to do. Safety standards for schools should be as strong as everywhere else in the province, with physical distancing and masks for all grades. Our students and teachers deserve nothing less. Ontario's Catholic teachers are on the job supporting students every way we can, but we should not accept poor planning and half measures.
Alive, even if things are different this time around. Ethel tells me what makes Richmond Fairgrounds so special.
You know, the biggest thing is the history. And the history and the legacy that is left in the Ottawa area for the past hundreds and some years. And that they're very innovative. You know what, our drive-in model is not this simple process. It's an elaborate stage, a wonderful setup, and it's outside the box thinking.
Yeah, it needs to be bigger than ever. The experience begins for concert-goers as soon as we pull in. In Ottawa, I'm Alex Gouge.
I'm Deborah Ryder, 1310 News, for news anytime. Follow us online at ottawamatters.com. You're listening to repeat broadcast on 1310 News. It's your time to talk back on the Rob Snow Show. Have your say at 613-750-1310.
And it is the Friday free-for-all. I have topics. I hope you do too. That's how it works during the Friday free-for-all. We roll the dice, talk about what you want to talk about. David is standing by. Retail sales numbers out from StatsCan, David. Released about an hour and a half ago. You know what? It's not a bad number. Actually, on the whole, some interesting trends here when you look at it. Because, you know, the StatsCan does the top line number, and then you can go in and click around. Look at the data. 750-1310, by the way. You don't call, I talk. That's kind of our agreement here. That is our social contract together, people. 750-1310, 613-750-1310. Good-looking number on the whole, but there are some retailers that are still seriously struggling. But total sales at the cash registers of the nation, isn't that what we are talking about? Up 0.6 for the month and 2.7% year over year. And the biggest increase was pot. Thank you to the pot smokers of the nation for keeping the economy afloat. Sales at cannabis stores up 15% during the month of July compared to the month of June. So just like 1 month worth up 15%. But overall total sales of cannabis up 118% year over year. 118%. People have a lot of time on their hands, maybe. It's almost $250 million. It was almost $250 million. What else here? Motor vehicle sales. Now, this is very interesting here, okay? It's good news. Very strong sales. It's good news, but it's kind of weird news. Because StatsCan says sales of new cars were actually down a little bit. Sales of used cars were up a little bit. And sales of, quote, other motor vehicles were up 44%. Other motor vehicles other than used vehicles and new vehicles. Now, I wonder what that means. Because I'm thinking, for example, I hear there's a big RV boom that people are just like, the RVs are flying off the lot. And ATV sales are doing very well. And marine vehicles, boats, people are buying boats and people are buying snowmobiles. New car sales down, used car sales up just a little bit, sales of other motor vehicles up 44%. Winnebago! I think people are doing Winnebago. What do you think? Furniture sales way up. This is good news. Very good news for the economy because these are the big ticket items, right? These are the big ticket items. Let's see here. Booze. Sales of booze up 7%. I don't know if that's a good news story or a bad news story. $2 billion worth of adult beverages sold during the month of July. Sporting goods sales strong. Sales at hobby stores way up. Book sales were way up. Music sales way up. So that's the upside. That's all the up stuff. But there are still aspects of, say the local shopping district that are, the product is not flying off the shelf. Sales of clothing way down. Office attire has changed for a lot of people. Back to school, you have to wonder how busy was back to school, really? If, 25-30% of students didn't go back to school. Shoe sales way down. Shoe sales. It sounds like a lot of people maybe still be spending time in their bathrobes and slippers for a great portion of the day. Shoe sales, not good. And luxury goods, jewelry, leather goods, luggage sales, for example, way down. I mean, who's buying new luggage, right?
What?
Not me, not anytime soon, but that's what StatsCan was saying this morning. Those are the retail sales for the month of July. 750-1310. To the phones on a Friday, free for all, and away we go. James, downtown James.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
3 quick points. First point is, I think we don't need to worry about schools too much until we see outbreaks. We haven't seen any outbreaks in Ontario except for that one case, which is teacher to teacher. And I said in the summer that the most dangerous part of location in the school is actually the teacher staff room. So let's not worry about cases.
Plus, I also think, James, if I could just jump in there.
Sure.
I think we have to get some more clarity on what an outbreak means. For example, in the depths of the pandemic in the spring, one case at a long-term care home is considered an outbreak.
Yeah, it's 2 in schools.
It's 2 in schools is considered an outbreak.
Well, and not just.
But what do you think when you hear outbreak? Outbreak.
Exactly. Not just 2 unrelated cases, 2 cases where the transmission appears to be from the school itself. The U.S. CDC, they don't define outbreaks as 1. It's 2 or more with transmission within the facility, whether it be an old age home or a school. So it'd be interesting to see in the next couple weeks whether we see any child-to-child transmission or teacher-to-child transmission. I'm suspecting no, and if there is 1 or 2, we're going to learn from that what exactly happened and how to improve the protocols. So I think still a good news story with schools. The second point is it'd be interesting to hear from Dr. Alan Forster. He's the team lead for Champlain District on testing. He's the team lead for testing. He's on the sunshine list at Toronto at the Ottawa Hospital for $350,000 a year. Was there anything that he asked of the provincial government that he did not get?
Good question.
Why are we in this situation? He's an epidemiologist. He knew what the Ottawa Public Health testing guidelines were. He knows that kids get, he's an epidemiologist, that kids get seasons in the fall. So what was the planning going on? Like, exactly, I don't see Ford. I don't see anything that this guy, I haven't heard anything from this guy that says, we asked for this, we didn't get this, and that's why these are the issues.
Okay. Thank you, James.
So one more point?
Sure thing, yeah.
The King's College London, the UK, they don't do testing for runny noses on kids. There's a COVID study out from King's College London, And cold, runny nose is not a symptom that they test for. And I don't think they should be testing for that, certainly for at least the next 2
Well,
months.
look, if they're going to send every child home from school and say you can't come back to school unless you test negative because you had a runny nose, we're going to need a lot more testing.
I'm telling you, and the Royal College of Pediatricians and Public Health, Child Health in the UK says do not go for a test for a runny nose, and do not go for a test for a single cough. Kids are being sent home for coughing once. It's a persistent cough, right? So I think if people can look up the COVID symptom study app from King's College in London, we can learn from other nations about who we should be testing, because we're testing the wrong people. The lines are getting too long, and we need to be testing people that have the bigger symptoms so that we can really catch them. So, anyways, have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too,
appreciate your show.
I appreciate your calls, James. James downtown, not downtown, but rather in Osgood, is Roger with some comments on school busing this morning. Roger, go ahead, sir.
How are you today?
Good, sir. Thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. So, I got an email the other day from my son's high school, which is Ottawa September High School, from the principal, and the email starts.
Okay, Roger, I'm really interested in what you have to say. It sounds a little hollow or tinny. Could you speak just a little closer into the phone for me, please?
Yeah, I'm trying my best here. So, I got an email from the school stating that the kids share a bus between the grade school and the high school. So the email says make sure your kids are dressed for the weather, because the grade school kids are dropped off first, and then the bus gets to the high school, but the school isn't open for another 20-25 minutes because the teachers aren't in their classrooms yet. So the kids have to wait outside until the school opens.
Okay.
Because the teachers will not go to their classrooms 20 minutes early so the kids can get in the school. Now, does that make a lot of sense?
Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No. So here's another little interesting fun fact.
Okay.
So I'm an electrician.
You're an electrician, okay.
Okay, so I make a good wage, correct?
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been in the trade since 1982.
Wow, okay.
When I got in the trade in 1982, the teachers and electricians, we made the same amount of money if they worked 12 months a year. So they already had...
You don't get the summers off, Roger?
I do not.
No.
Actually, I haven't had a vacation in like a year and a half.
Okay.
So, but now the teachers...
And I'm sorry, Roger, did your pension start at $50,000 a year? Is your pension going to start at, is it fully indexed to the rate of inflation, sir? Just curious.
Pension, what's that?
I'm just curious. Yeah,
exactly. So now teachers make $15,000, $20,000. The high school teachers, they make $15,000 to $20,000 more than I do a year, and they work 9 months. Actually, this year they're going to work 4 months, right? Because they're not teaching school. They won't do the online stuff like they're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so the Osgood High School kids get to wait outside in the rain while the teachers are drinking their coffee inside.
Thank you, Roger. Good points. Yep, we'll be right back. It's Friday, free for all. I'd love to hear from you on the Talk Back Hour on the Rob Snow Show on Rogers TV at 1310 News.
When it comes to safety, the Nissan Rogue goes all in. Intelligent emergency braking, in. Rear cross traffic alert, in. Intelligent blind spot warning, that's it too. In the Nissan Rogue, your safety is our standard. And right now, at the all-in clear event, get rates as low as 0% for up to 84 months. Or get up to $5,500 cash purchase bonus on other models. So, are you in? Visit Nissan.ca or your local dealer. Conditions apply. Streams of truth. Brought to you by Sportsnet Now. Hello, sports fan. What do you want your life to be? Do you want to stream the game on any device? Do you want 24/7 access to your favorite sport? Do you want the freedom of streaming sports? Just the power of the internet? Well, there's only one answer. Live stream sports with Sportsnet Now. The answer is yes. Like starting at $9.99. Visit snnow.ca for details.
Smiles by the dozen. September 14th through 20th, Tim Hortons Smile Cookie sales help the Snowsuit Fund keep kids warm this winter. Order Tim Hortons Smile Cookies for delivery to your teams working remotely, your customers, your tenants, your teachers, your coaches, your volunteers, or as a special treat for your family members, neighbors, and friends. Order a dozen for local delivery at snowsuitfund.com.
Out my credit. Ooh, sorry, my Morse code is a bit rusty. You want a loan? Oh, a loan. Okay, do you own your home? Y-E-K. I'm gonna assume you said yes and not yek. Okay, approved.
Alpine Credit, where homeowners, even ones that communicate through Morse code, which we could never understand, get approved. Alpine Credit. Some conditions apply. Fits for license 12616. Want to discover this year's most innovative new products? Visit productoftheyear.ca. From the buzziest beauty products and luxe culinary finds to cutting-edge appliances and oh-so-good sweets, thousands of Canadians have voted for the most innovative new products for 2020. The world's largest consumer-voted award for product innovation that recognizes product design, functionality, and packaging. And the products that impressed are yours to behold at productoftheyear.ca.
1310 Edge. The latest news and discussion happening now at Queen's Park. MVPs are several hours into a midnight session. You've heard the news. Now let's talk about it.
I absolutely love your program.
In the city and around the world.
Ottawa Police tell 1310 News. Breaking news from the UK.
What do you want to come from this?
The truth.
Listen here and read it at OttawaMatters.com. They get the news on Ottawa Matters, so we're kept up to date. We're Ottawa's home for news and talk. 1310 News.
You're listening to a repeat broadcast on 1310 News. Talk back on the Rob Snow Show. The phone lines are open at 613-750-1310.
Phone line's open. Yes, 750-1310 for the Friday free-for-all. Always an adventure. Doug Fort's gone and done it. Talking tough and cracking down, and throwing around some zinging one-liners. If you were listening to the news conference yesterday, channeling his inner Ronald McDonald, this is the Premier of Ontario.
Do they apply to just the hosts of these gatherings, or, I mean, you mentioned on top of the 750, is it just for the hosts, or is it for, like, anyone who goes to a gathering like this could pay the $10,000?
No, it's the host that's going to be charged $10,000, and individuals that show up to the parties is going to be $750. And Lucas, you know, this is frustrating for all Ontarians when you have these people that just recklessly ignore the regulations and guidelines that the chief medical officer has put out there. And, you know, I sit back, Lucas, sometimes and wonder, you know, they must be a few fries short of a Happy Meal, these people who do.
A few fries short of a Happy Meal. It's a good line. It's all part of the charm. Ordination charm. Those rules came into effect as of midnight on parties, gatherings, telegraphed for days. 10 indoors, 25 outdoors, down from 50 and 100. There was an NDP motion yesterday to limit class sizes to 15. That didn't go anywhere. The PCs have the majority, of course, in the legislature, and they voted against it, and that was the end of that. $10,000 fine. $10,000 fine if you're the host of a big wild party. $750 if you're caught attending a big wild party. Maybe you have some thoughts on that. Let's take a call. Cameron. Good morning, Cameron.
Good morning, Rob. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Good. So, I've called before, and
Yes, you have.
I've brought this up, my favorite line there, stay at default. I want to talk about this, if I may.
Go ahead.
I hear people going bankrupt, and I've brought this up. We know the song here. The question is, if you have bills to pay, you don't pay them, they're going to shut you down. It makes sense, right? But if the government is shutting down the system, and then people are going bankrupt out of it, my question is this: why is it that when they shut down?
Oh my God. Just hold on, Cameron. Just hold on.
Yep.
Just hold on.
Yep.
This is the number for today. 401 cases today in Ontario.
Wow.
401 cases, 61 in Ottawa. 61. 401 cases and 61 in Ottawa. Okay, go ahead, Cameron. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, not to worry. So if you're shutting down people, why is it that the banks are not being told to back off? If they were told to back off, basically a stay of default, like in criminal courts, there's a stay of charges. They basically drop the charges. So why is it that we can't think outside the box and do the same thing for finances? It's not that people don't want to pay them, it's that they can't.
Right. Something, something for, broader consumer relief other than, say, the mortgage deferral program, which, how long was that for? Was that for 6 months? I think that was something for 6 months, I think, that the mortgage deferral.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, why not just tell the banks, you got to back off?
Okay.
You have to back off, because I'm curious to know what Ian Lee would think about this type
I will ask him on Tuesday, sir.
Because if you continue charging people for their bills when they can't, they're going to go bankrupt. How is it fair that you cut off the supply, but then you say, hey, by the way, you still got to pay up? It doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up.
Thank you, Cameron. Thank you for your concern as well and for continuing to push that issue. So again, we have breaking news in from Christine Elliott, the Minister of Health, reporting 401 cases across Ontario today. 401 cases. 61 in Ottawa. A big increase in the number of tests, more than 35,000 tests. Speaking of testing, you may remember we talked to Jeff yesterday about the situation at the testing center in Moody Testing, the DA Moody Testing Center, and Jeff has called back in this morning. Good morning, Jeff.
How's your day going so far?
It's good. Going so far, so good. Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
How is your day going?
Well, we got sent home with a fancy little green bracelet and said to come back at 1 o'clock. We arrived there this morning at roughly 8:15. Waited 2.5 hours, and then by the time 10 o'clock rolled around, I was talking with Dave about this as well, your producer, and they closed the doors by 10 o'clock. No more further tests for today.
Oh, and I hear is that your daughter in the background?
Yeah, that's my daughter in the background. But like the previous caller had said, if you have a one-off cough or you have a runny nose, you shouldn't be sent home with this. We're heading into wintertime. We're heading into regular flu season, and we're going to be past the point of sanity with the amount of testing that's going to need to be done as a result of people just getting sent home because of a runny nose.
Okay, but what did they tell you about this bracelet that they gave you?
Well,
because that's new. That's new. They didn't do that to you yesterday. First I heard of it.
No, they gave us a time slot, so we get to go back at 1 o'clock. They're doing it in 50-50 chunks, so 50 people for time slot A and another 50 people for time slot B. They did give us the option to wait until another 3 hours.
Right.
But they are given the option, okay, you can go back.
Okay.
But why can't they do this for the general public anyways? Here, we're going to set out time slots from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. or even 6.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your time slot. There's your bracelet. You're good to come in.
Okay. So you're back in at 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
After already waiting 2 hours, but
for the second day in a row.
For the second day in a row, yeah.
Okay. All right, Jeff. I'm going to let you go. A little noisy in the car there. Look, if you hear anything else, don't hesitate to call us back. We love those eyewitness accounts. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Jeff.
Have a great day.
Yeah, and have a good weekend, sir. And best to your daughter there. Up next, Friday Free for All 750-1310. Bobby. Good morning, Bobby. You're on 1310 News.
Good morning, Rob.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to let you know I'm on ODST.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk about the money that Trudeau lent us.
How much was that? I don't think you got anything. What did you get?
It was 300 the first time.
Okay.
And then it was, I think, almost 300 the second time.
Okay.
And that was in July.
July.
And then